Hmm. Hey guys, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hope you all are doing wonderful, 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 wonderful. It's the 3rd of January. We're kicking off 2020 with a bang. I hope you all are doing wonderful, wonderful today. Happy Friday. I hope everyone is having a great start to 2020. I hope that you have all of your goals written down and you're working actively towards them every moment of the day. And so welcome to today's segment. We're going to be talking Q&A time. We actually have a lot of people that submit questions to us all of the time. And what I thought would be great was for us to kind of come together, right, and just talk about those questions, because not one person has the same question. Some people do, but most of the time, people have different questions all the time that they submit to us. And so what I thought would be fun was for us to open up the hashtag AskFlyCredit so that we could talk about how you can actively start moving towards your credit goals immediately. So if you guys want to go buy that house, or if you want to go get that Tesla, if you want to go get some 0% interest rates, if you want to stop putting out those high deposits, if you want to start walking in the bank, clapping your hands, it's my money and I need it now, then we're going to talk about how you can do that. So whatever questions you guys have related to credit, we're going to talk about that. Happy New Year, Denise. Hey, Ashley, how's it going from Texas? As you all are jumping in, just hey, Jerry, just say hey. Don't be shy. Let me know your name, where you guys are tuning in from. We're streaming this on a couple of platforms. So today's question comes from Zavious in Chicago. Hey, Zavious in Chicago. It's my hometown, Chicago. Hey, Zavious from Chicago. He wants to know, what letter is the best letter to use when disputing negative items on your credit reports? And a lot of people have questions about this, but here's the thing. There is no one answer for this question, because everybody has different credit situations, always. And so some people may have been through bankruptcy. Some people may have been through identity theft. There's so many different ways to dispute something, y'all. There are over 21 different ways to dispute an account on your credit reports. And so there's really not one way to go about it. It just kind of depends on what the outcome you want it to be, as well as what you're actually disputing on your credit reports. Because if you have a collection account, you're going to dispute it differently than you dispute a bankruptcy. If you have a charged off repossession, you're going to dispute that differently than you may dispute a judgment. So it just depends on what exactly it is that you're disputing. So that's the first thing. You got to decide, well, what is it that I'm disputing? And then number two, what do you want to actually happen as you're disputing the accounts on your credit? Because you may not necessarily want the account deleted. You may just want it updated to something positive. Or maybe you do want to delete it. Or maybe it was due to identity theft. Who knows, right? Because back when I had bad credit back in 2014, y'all, I had a 545 credit score. And so if you guys don't know who I am, right, if this is the first time you've been on my videos, I know what it feels like to have bad credit. I couldn't get approved for anything like 4 or 5 years ago. And whatever I did get approved for was loaded in high interest rates and fees. And so one of the things that really kind of had me stuck was the fact that I couldn't ask anybody for help. And then the people that I did ask for help weren't really interested in really helping me. They were more interested in cashing in. And so, there's really just, when you find yourself stuck and you have resources, you have people that are openly wanting to help you, always reach out and just ask for it. Because what I do find is most of the times people don't have what they want because they simply don't ask. And so if you could just ask somebody that you can trust, if you can ask somebody that's proven to be able to reach the goals that you want to reach, or the person that's actually out here, boots to the ground, really digging in deeper to just more than credit, that's more than money. It's more about changing your habits, changing your mindset so that you can have a true financial future. And so if you don't have people around you that you can connect with that's on that same wavelength, right? If you're connected to people that rather go to the club than save some money and make some investments, or if you're running around with people that will prefer to do, unproductive things, argue and, get tied up with drama and all this other crap, rather than something productive, something that's going to walk you further into your actual goals, and it's like you're wasting a lot of time. And so that's one of the problems that I had. The problem that I had was I didn't know who to turn to, and the people that I did turn to scammed me out a whole bunch of money. So I had to figure out how to do it on my own. And so if you guys feel like, you're stuck, if you feel like you need some help, just know that we're always here to help you. In fact, you can always schedule a free consultation with us at flycredit.com/consultation. We'd be more than happy to help you with designing a plan to help you reach your goals 10 times faster, because it's time to claim the 10-time life, right? So that you can have 10 times more money, 10 times more freedom, 10 times more happiness. It's there. It's just waiting for you to get the help, take the steps, move into action, and have success. And so one of the things that I really started doing was digging into to more education, right? More books, more people that were smarter, people that actually had the life that I wanted. And so I started connecting with those kind of people, and I changed my life. And so you guys can do the exact same thing. If you guys are wondering where to get started with that, well, I actually purchased a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. Awesome book. If you guys don't know anything about it, oh my God, it's the best book on wealth I've ever read in my life. It's easy, it's simple, it's concise, and it works. And so when I read that book, I took my scores from a 545 to a 765. And I was like, oh, this is great. And then I bought my house, and then I started Fly Credit to help other people do it too. And so 4 years later, we've helped thousands of people raise their credit scores. We've helped thousands of people increase their credit. They bought homes, bought cars, they secured lower rates, they've gotten approved for credit cards so they can take free trips. It's been pretty amazing. And it's really just knowing more about your credit. And so if you don't have anybody that you can ask, if you don't have any resources that you can plug into, just know we're always here to help. You can always schedule a consultation directly at flycredit.com/consultation. And so, all credit is repairable. That's one thing that you guys should know, especially you, Zavious. You can repair your credit. And so if you're wondering, well, how can I start disputing accounts right now? You want to start disputing accounts the right way. I actually left a link in the description to our Flawless Credit Guide. It's a $7 guide that has dispute letters in there so that you can start disputing negative accounts on your credit. It also has more information about your consumer rights that you can start leveraging right away. So you can literally just like plug and play your way to having better credit, and you can have amazing results in the next 30 to 45 days. You can really start fast tracking your 2020 goals to having better credit with just a $7 guide. And so the Flawless Credit Guide can help you guys with doing that. All right. It's only $7. It has dispute letters in there. It has some secret videos in there. It has some loopholes in there that I've personally used to take my scores from poor to 850, y'all. I touched 850 twice last year, 2020. I touched 850 twice last year. Okay. I touched it the first time in May? I think it was May of 2019. And then I touched it again November of 2019. So I'm like, oh, well, I know how to get to 850. So you guys can get to 850 too. All credit is repairable. I don't care if you got collections galore. I don't care if you got bankruptcy that you just filed last month. I don't care if you've got late payments, if you got a defaulted student loans. The first step to achieving anything is moving into action with the proper steps, because most people say that practice makes perfect, practice makes perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect, because you can practice the wrong strategies, you can practice the wrong steps, you can practice the wrong methods, and you can be 10 times, you can be on the road to failure 10 times faster because you're choosing to perfect the wrong steps. And so don't perfect the wrong steps. Get into motion, get into action mode with the right strategy. So you guys can actually pick up the Flawless Credit Guide for just $7. That's it. So that you can start fast tracking your way to having excellent credit. I left that link in the description. It's flycredit.com/guide. And so if you guys got collection accounts, if you guys need to dispute something on your credit, just know that's the first step to having perfect credit, because you can't have perfect credit if you have negative accounts reporting. And so if you have charged off accounts, if you've got late payments, if you got those student loans, if you've been a victim of identity theft, if you don't really know where to start to clean that up, the Flawless Credit Guide is going to give you step by step. So you'll literally learn the steps that I have personally taken in a really short, easy to read, easy to follow guide so that you can start getting yourself to 720 and above, because 720 is where you're going to start getting approved. 720 is where you're going to start traveling for free. 720 is where you're going to start maximizing your full financial potential. And so I want to see you guys get the houses. I want to see you guys get the cars. I want to see you guys save more money so that you don't have to keep spending all this crazy money on deposits and fees. Deposits and fees are really robbing you blind, and you don't even know it. So you can start reducing your fees right away, all by working on a 3-digit number. It's easy. All you got to do is start doing the right things. Now, if you really want to start doing the right things, what you can start doing right now is asking proven professionals. So you can either schedule a free consultation, or if you want to be a little more private about it, you can also submit a question to us directly, because we highlight questions every single Friday. It's going to be a Friday deal. We're going to be #AskFlyCredit, and then you can submit any questions you would like, and we'll do this every single Friday. We'll highlight your question, get that bad boy answer, so that you can have more clarity towards reaching your absolute goals. All righty. I want you guys to reach your goals, man. I want you by the end of 2020 to say, man, I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I reached the goals I said I was going to reach. I didn't let them just sit on the wall. I didn't procrastinate about it. I got into action. I invested the time. Maybe I even invested some money so that I can really say I did this. I actually did it. So I want to see you guys be able to say you did it. So if you want to submit a question, you can submit a question directly at flycredit.com. That's 2 Y's, flycredit.com/ask-fly-credit. Ask-fly-credit. Flycredit.com, ask-fly-credit. So you can submit whatever question that you have related to your credit, personal credit, business credit. If you want to learn how I paid off over $30,000 of credit card debt in less than 8 months without having to make more money, then I can teach you how to do that stuff too. But the first step is you got to ask, right? Don't ask and you will not receive. So I want to see you guys get those blessings in 2020. And so submit those questions, y'all. What you should also know is that if you want to start fast tracking your way, if you want to get all of my proven training, if you want to see what it's like to start having perfect credit, right? So you can start getting that house with that big backyard and that 2-car garage basement, with the garage, the basement, with the big nice kitchen. If you really want that, you can have it. And in most cases, you could probably get it cheaper for what you're probably paying for rent. I pay less money for my 3-bedroom house a month than a lot of people pay for a 2-bedroom apartment. It's true. And a lot of my other clients do too. You know, they're spending like $600-700 on a 3-bedroom house, while most of us are spending $1,200 on a 3-bedroom apartment that we don't own. And so the first step to wealth is ownership. That's the first step to wealth. You got to own something. So how about let's start with buying our own homes, because that's something that you can pass down for generations. So start with buying your own home, and you can start that today by registering for our Credit Accelerator training that's actually happening the last Monday of this month. It's January 27th. We're going to be doing another live Credit Accelerator training. The last one went so good. Oh my God. People were excited. Some people were like, I was skeptical about this at first, but I'm ready. I'm ready to dive in and take action. And that's what I like. I like to see people go from, I don't know if I can do it, I'm not quite sure, to saying, I could do this now, because they have clarity now. They have clarity around their goals. They know what they need to do and how to actually do it so that they can do it, right? So they can reach it. So I'm having another Credit Accelerator this month, January 27th. It's the last Monday of this month. So if you did miss out on last month's Credit Accelerator, you can get in on this one. Again, it's just 50 spots. I cannot take more than that. It'll be just too overwhelming, because we do have a live Q&A, and no Credit Accelerator training is the same. They're always different depending on who's attending. So if you decide that you want to get in on this Credit Accelerator, the moment that you click buy now and you register, you're going to be sent an immediate questionnaire. Now, in this questionnaire, is going to ask you a couple of questions about your credit goals, what your credit obstacles are, so that I can tailor the training to your actual needs. That's the reason why no Credit Accelerator training is the same. they're always different for that reason, because I can spit out the same knowledge all day, every day, but if it's not really going to help you, then that's kind of a waste of my time and yours. So anybody that gets in on the Credit Accelerator, you have to fill out that short questionnaire so that we can get all the questions answered. We're going to do a live Q&A at the end. And then you're also going to get some bonus trainings as well, so that you can learn how to fix your bad credit. You can delete bad debt, and you can just really start restoring your name for good. So if you're one of those people that you're tired of having your credit scores on the roller coaster, you're ready to make it stop. If you're ready to start making some definite lifelong changes, and just regain some hope about your financial future, then we're going to be talking about that on January 27th. Because I mean, in life, there's just 3 decisions that you got to make, right? You gotta make a decision on if you're going to start taking action and doing the hard things, because the hard things are the things that are usually keeping us stuck. You know, when I had bad credit, it was very embarrassing. It was something that I felt really ashamed about. And when I started to understand that it really wasn't my fault, that's when a lot of it just changed for me. Because what I realized was, what you don't know, you simply just don't know. And you can't take action on something that you don't know. And so just doing the hard things first and committing to succeeding in it, it just really sets the tone for your entire future. Because think about it, right? If you learned how to, you know, speak Spanish when you were 5, rather than learning how to speak Spanish when you're 50, you know, trying to learn something when you're 50, 40, or, you know, older, it's harder than if you would have just started learning earlier in life. Because I mean, we're not getting any younger, right? We're all getting older. And then the second thing you got to decide is, am I going to wait for somebody to save me, or am I going to take responsibility for my future? And like I said, just like we talked about, you know, if you don't ask, you will not receive. So the first step of just asking, the first step is believing that you can actually have what you want. Because if you don't believe that you can have it, you won't. You always sabotage yourself when you start getting on that journey, when you have a few little missteps or mishaps. I've lost so much money on my journey to better credit. I've lost so much time that I will never get back on my credit journey, because I was too ashamed, and I was just too ashamed to ask for any help. I was too prideful to ask for any help, and I was too scared to ask for any help. And so I found myself in financial destitution, broke, wondering, where's my next dollar going to come from? How am I going to, you know, come up with this money to pay my bills and take care of my children? Like, how am I going to do that? And so once I made the decision that, well, the first step to change is me changing myself, that's when everything in my life changed too. And so, you know, life is not a Disney movie. Nobody's coming to save you. And I love Disney movies. I really do. They're beautiful. Sometimes they make me cry. But at the end of the day, it's all up to what we do for ourselves. My future depended on me. Your future depends on you. I was talking to my client about that the other day. She was just feeling so frustrated about the fact that her scores are going up and down, and she didn't really understand why, and she just wanted to give up. And what I explained to her was, it's a process. Just like losing weight, it's a process. Improving your credit, it's a process. It did not take overnight to be broke. It didn't take overnight to not have money in your bank. It wasn't an overnight process to have bad credit. It happened over time. And so what you got to start doing is being patient with yourself and being more, you know, humble and compassionate to yourself, because what you don't know, you don't know. And when you know better, you do better. Always, when you know better, you do better. And so when you start taking responsibility for your future and getting help and accepting it, right? Getting it and accepting it, because getting it and accepting it, they're 2 different energies. You can get help, but some of us don't really want to accept it. Some of us fight the help. Some of us argue with the help. Some of us harass the help rather than trusting the process. And so, you know, you could either get help, or you could do it all alone. But you got to ask yourself the brutal questions. You know, when was the last time I really invested in myself? When was the last time I actually hired a professional? When was the last time that I decided to do it, not on my own, but to actually ask for help and receive it and accept it, rather than combating it? Because there's so much positivity when you think positive about your future, when you think positive about your life. You can get there. It's just a matter of seeing the patterns that you may have in your life, because nothing in our life happens coincidentally, right? If we find ourselves in bad financial situations, or we find ourselves in bad relationships, or we find ourselves in bad situations, a lot of the times is because of some patterns that we have that we probably haven't identified yet, because that was me. I didn't identify my poor money habits. And so I was frustrated every day, wondering like, oh my God, well, life got to be easier than this. It's got to be easier than this. But that's because I didn't understand the poor patterns that I had with money, until I decided that enough was enough, until I decided that I couldn't keep living this lifestyle, until I decided that my children deserved more than me losing sleep, living paycheck to paycheck, and getting into debt over stuff. So, just think about it. What would your life be like if you had better credit? What would you do? How would your life, look like? Would you take free trips? Would you buy that house? Would you go refinance and get a lower rate? Would you start saving more money? Would you go make some investments? What would you do? And decide, can it be done? And if it can, go for it. Because it can. There's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about my clients. My client was frustrated, but guess what? She's still on her path to reaching her goals, because you're going to experience so much frustration. Oh my God, even as an entrepreneur, entrepreneurship is frustrating. I don't care what nobody tell you. I don't care if anybody tell you the entrepreneurship or business is easy. They lying. It's not. It's going to take a lot of resilience. It's going to take a lot of pushing. It's going to take a lot of uncomfortable situations, but that's just the journey. That's just the journey. And so guys, I want you guys to commit to 2020, and I'm giving you all the resources that can help you with doing that. So step one is, if you want to start asking the question, you can schedule a free consultation with us at flycredit.com/consultation. Or you can ask a question at flycredit.com/ask-fly-credit. You could do that. Or you can join us in our Credit Accelerator training that's happening on Monday, the 27th. It's live. You'll also get my 13-point credit repair safety plan, so you don't fall into those same traps that I fell into on my journey. You'll also know my 3-step disputing fundamental strategy, so you'll learn how to actually dispute something on your credit. You'll learn how to craft the perfect dispute letters. And then I'm going to give you some 4 bonus trainings as well. So you'll also get access to my credit card database. You'll learn 6 ways on how you can cash in on credit. You'll also learn how to borrow good credit and instantly raise your credit scores. And I'm going to show you 6 undeniable ways to start getting approved right now. So it could all be yours, y'all. And I want to see you reach your goals. I do. All you got to do is make it happen. And so I'll come to y'all next time. That question was from Zavious from Chicago. So thank you, Zavious, for submitting your question. You are one step closer to having better credit. So remember, it all depends on what you're disputing. If it's negative, you just got to get a dispute letter and dispute the facts, okay? Dispute any facts that are in your credit report, and you'll have better success there. So if you want to start fighting collection accounts, then I would say get the dispute letters that are in our flawless credit guide, and it will help you do that 10 times faster with a whole lot less stress. So happy Friday, y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.